My name's Arash. I'm the developer of Jabeh, a logic puzzle game for iPhone and iPod Touch. If you'd like to check out the game and get more info, you can go to jabeh.org, jabeh.org. In this video, I'm going to solve a couple medium difficulty puzzles from the game, but if you're not familiar with the rules, you might want to check out the intro video on jabeh.org or on YouTube. So we'll go ahead and just launch the game from our home screen. And we'll start a medium puzzle now. I'm going to do some heavy editing in this video, so if you see the timer down here just skipping through the time, don't be alarmed, it's just me editing out parts of me thinking. So, as you saw in the earlier videos, I like to cross out the stones behind arrows in the rows and columns with just one stone in them. So we'll cross out the boxes behind this arrow, and this one, and this one. So that'll help eliminate some of our choices. Now, if you're familiar with the easy strategy for solving Jabeh puzzles, you might be stumped right here. But one thing in particular you'll notice is that in this column here and here, there's each one stone, and right next to these columns are these two arrows saying that there's stones hidden right here and here. So clearly, the stones can't be here and here to satisfy these two arrows. Otherwise, you'd be putting too many stones in this column, and of course they can't be here or here. So they must be either here and here in the diagonal, or in the opposite diagonal here or here. But what that tells us, even though we don't know exactly where the stones are in those two scenarios, we know that the stones can't be here or here or here, because they've got to be somewhere there. And so that helps reduce the number of possibilities for us to deal with. Now we can kind of ignore this area and move on to the rest of the puzzle and see what we find. If we look at this arrow now, we see that we've only got one open box in its path. This is just like solving one of the easy puzzles now. We can go to mark the stone there and cross out the column that we've satisfied. And that satisfied a row as well. And now we can take a look at this arrow, which goes here. And right there, we have one open box there. And now this actually solves our problem that we had in the beginning. We've satisfied this row, we've satisfied the column, and we've satisfied this row as well. Now we can look at some other areas. There's an arrow right here. One open box. Cross out the column. And where else? Oh, so right here we have a column with 3 hidden stones, and there's just 3 open boxes available, so we've got to mark those. And then we cross out this row that we've satisfied. And we've also satisfied this row here. And again, we have another row with 3 stones now, and with 3 open boxes, so we know the stones are here, here, and here. And we know there's only one open box left in this column that requires 2 stones, so we can mark that. Satisfies that row. We've already satisfied this column, so we can cross that out. And we have one last spot here. All done. Let's do one more puzzle. So let's cross out the easy stuff. No, nothing can be there. Okay, so take a look at these 2 rows here. This is actually similar to the previous puzzle. There's 2 arrows pointing down this way, and here are the 2 rows that have 1 stone in them each. So we know it's got to be somewhere here or here, and here or here. So we know that nothing can be here. There we go. Now what else do we know? We also know that because there's 1 and 1 here, and then there's 1 and 1 here, and then that this arrow here is pointing at these 2 stones, we can say so we know that this arrow tells us that there has to be a stone here or here, and then this one says it has to be here or here. So some combination of these 2 arrows stones will satisfy these 2 columns, which will also satisfy these 2 rows, which will satisfy these 2 boxes here. So we know that because something has to be here or here, we know that nothing can be here and here, or there, or there. we narrow down those choices. Let's see what else. And we can actually apply that same logic to this side of the board. So we'll cross those out. And see if we've narrowed anything down for ourselves. Yes, right here we can have one stone there, which crosses out this entire row. And also following this arrow along, we'll see that there's a stone hidden right there. And we have a column here with just 2 stones missing, so we'll mark those 2 right there because they're just 2 open boxes. And oh, if we look at this column right here, there's 2 stones hidden, so we can mark those 2 right there. And we've satisfied this row. And then there's 1 more stone here. And we've satisfied this column. And because this arrow now only points to 1 open box, we know that there's a stone there. And now this is where kind of the difficult part of this puzzle all gets wrapped up. Because we've satisfied this column, we know that in order to satisfy this arrow here, we need to actually mark the stone being here, which satisfies the rest of this column. And it now satisfies this row, but we need to satisfy this arrow, so we mark a stone there, and so on, and so on. Last one. There we go. I hope it's been helpful. Check back on jabeh.org for more videos, or on YouTube as well. Thanks.